Good morning, y'all. So last night about 1:30, Terry Ace woke up screaming. After about 10 minutes, I went in his room to see if he was okay. And he stopped screaming immediately and was trying to talk to me and was smiling and stuff. So I waited about 10 minutes, rubbed his back and stuff. Then I left. He started screaming again. And he screamed for about 45 minutes to an hour. I just watched him on a monitor. And then this morning, fast forward, Tristan woke up screaming. So they're 13 months going on 14 months. And we're starting to think that this may be the beginning phases of like a tantrum because Terry was doing a lot of screaming yesterday. So we're not really sure. We're about to go feed them, but we hope that this screaming phase does not last too much longer because I am exhausted, but we're about to go see them now. So at this point, we've gotten pretty used to the twins' routine. Terry Ace, we already know that he's going to be screaming as soon as he finishes up his milk. He's always upset once he's done with his milk, even though he's about to eat breakfast again, but he still ain't happy. But here we're just trying to get the twins ready, put this spray in their hair, moisturize their hair. And I've also got to pull the sheets off of Tristan's bed because he was a little wet. So I have to take at least his comforter out and make sure I wash that. Other than that, the morning routine is pretty much the same every morning. Just trying to make sure we get them some new fresh clothes and make sure they're not wet. We still change their clothes regardless and get them ready so we can go ahead and start brushing their teeth.
It's over.
Hold on, we gotta wait for them. Don't go back up. Derry. 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 Come down. Hi. Hi. Come on, Tristan, come play with brother. Go ahead, it's okay. No, we're about to eat some Eggos. Tristan, Tristan. Come, Papas. Tristan, no. Come here. Come here. So right when I was about to put Tristan in his high chair with his brother, I noticed that Tristan had pooped, and so I wanted to make sure that I changed them. One thing I do not do, if they poop on themselves, I go ahead and change them before I put them in their high chair. Otherwise, if I wait until after they eat, it will smear and it'll leak outside of their onesies and outside of their clothes, and it creates a way larger mess than what you started out with. So I'll work smarter and not harder, make sure we change them before we put them in their high chair to get them ready to eat their breakfast. So this morning I'm making Eggo waffles, and then they're also going to have sausages and strawberries and blueberries for breakfast. We usually switch it up, so sometimes they'll have oatmeal, sometimes they'll have porridge, sometimes they'll have pancakes. It just depends on the day, but today it's Eggo waffles. We're working a little smarter, not harder, and keeping it simple this morning. Now, one thing I want to bring to you all's attention is typically this morning routine that you all are witnessing is only done by one parent, either my husband by himself or me by myself. It just depends on the day, because typically we have so much going on in the morning, and it does get pretty chaotic when it's only one of you doing it. But luckily this morning, my husband and I were able to tag team for the beginning of the morning before it's time for him to leave. One thing I will say with the twins, and while they're eating their breakfast, or while they're eating period, they started to throw stuff on the floor. And when they do that, I kind of just pick and choose my battles. I can't fight everything. I'm eating my breakfast. I'm gonna let them do their thing. I'll clean it up afterwards. And I'm slowly teaching them what's right and what's wrong. But at the end of the day, I have to pick and choose my battles. I can't fight every single thing because it'll drive me insane. As a twin parent, you're slowly learn that you just can't fight every single thing. Sometimes they're gonna just be kids, and that's just okay. but all I can do is clean up after them, after they're done eating, clean up everything, and then I can move on to the next activity. So I went back and forth about whether I should put up a tree or not. It's only like 2 weeks before Christmas, and I just was not sure. I mean, the twins, they tear up a lot of stuff. They're at their stage where they're toddlers now, and they're just getting into everything. So I was not sure if I wanted to go through the trouble of putting up the tree for them to knock it down, or putting up the ornaments for them to pull them off. And so what I actually did was, a few days ago, I put up the tree just to see how they would do, no ornaments, and they did pretty well. So then the next day I decided, okay, let me put a few ornaments on the tree, and they looked at them, touched them, but didn't try to pull them or anything like that. So today I decided, okay, well, let me decorate the tree to its fullest, and I will see how they do. And they did so well. I mean, they're helping me here put the ornaments on the tree, and they're playing with the ornaments while we're decorating the tree. But after we finish decorating the tree, they go over and they touch them, but they never pulled on the tree. They never try to rip the ornaments off. They did so well. So if you have small kids and you're very apprehensive about putting up a tree or not, I would definitely try it little by little just to see how they react, because you never know. I'm so thankful because Christmas is my very favorite holiday, and the house just did not feel like Christmas without a tree. And so you definitely want to look into getting a tree. You never know how your babies are going to react. This is a moment and a memory that I will have forever. And this is so good for me to have the video for them to be able to play it back when they get a little older and they can understand what Christmas is about. But definitely look into getting a tree. Don't feel like you can't have a tree just because you have small babies. I've got some continued education hours. I've got a meeting that I've got to do for about 2 hours. So I'm going to put the kids up in their playpen and put some snacks in there, and then they should be good until I'm done. So that's where we're on our way upstairs to put them in their playroom. Go ahead, Tristan. Go ahead. You know there's... Come back over here. It is lunchtime / snack time in the Williams residence. So the kids have got different things that they're eating. They've got cookies, crackers, veggie straws, puffs, and cheese. This is what I call the baby charcuterie board. Normally I add fruit on top, but we were out of fruit. And then they'll have a little snack pack, and then they'll have water. So today we were all off schedule. The twins typically take about 2 naps by this time, but with everything I had going on, they weren't able to take a nap yet, so this will be their very first nap. typically during this time, I would have a little time to myself, but as you can see, Tristan keeps kind of on and off, on and off. So normally what I do is I hang out here and I kind of don't move until he actually goes to sleep. He's kicked off all his covers, which is what you guys see under him. He's throwing the toy, which is right next to that exercise ball. And there's a toy on top of his blanket. So anything that you give him to soothe him, he just throws it away from himself. And to be honest with you guys, they're both really too big for this swing, but it's definitely helpful for nap time. So I'll probably be using it until it doesn't work anymore, if I'm being 100% honest with you guys. We try to look and see if there's some other things to use, like as they get older. Now they're about to be 14 months, but we have not been successful in finding any swings that are indoors for little babies. So this helps us out a lot for nap time. They love the feeling of being rocked to sleep. If you try to put them in their crib, it's not as successful. So this really works well for us during nap time, and it allows their naps to be a lot longer than they typically are. As you guys can see, as I'm not really moving, and of course Tristan can hear me talking, he is starting to soothe himself a little bit, starting to get a lot calmer, and hopefully he will go to sleep in the next few minutes. And then I can start working on preparation for dinner. So at this time, the twins are finally napping. Tristan finally gave in and went to sleep. And so I'm using this time to straighten up where they were playing. A lot of people feel like, why am I going to clean up after them constantly? But for me, I feel like it makes more sense to clean up as they nap, because at least I won't have so much to do in the evening when they go to sleep, because by that time I am beyond exhausted. And so I'm straightening up their play area, trying to make sure that's kind of decent by the time they wake up. I also am unthawing the salmon because I'm making salmon fried rice. And then there's a few dishes that I didn't get to earlier. And so I'm trying to just make sure there's nothing that I'm missing throughout the house. And then I'm also going to do some laundry here while they're sleeping, because there's no telling when I'll be able to get to the laundry again. And y'all, I absolutely hate doing laundry, but I need to use this time wisely. Anything I can get done while they're sleeping is definitely helpful. And now they're getting to the point where they used to take about 2 naps a day. Sometimes they only take 1. It just depends on the day. And sometimes one twin is up and one twin is asleep. So I got to do what I got to do. Tristan is awake already from his nap. Terry's still sleeping gracefully. And I just don't understand why he is already awake. Like, somebody please let me know. He's always the first one to wake up and always the last one to go to sleep. I just don't get it. And this is their first nap today. So
I think we can make a decision. However shift it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think so.
Yes.
the good thing about it is that he's super calm right now. So we'll see how long it lasts. But he is chilling. So I'm going to let him chill until he starts crying. So at this point, I am prepping for dinner. I'm making salmon fried rice. And actually, my husband is able to watch the twins while I'm cooking, which is really great, because a lot of times while I have to make dinner, my husband isn't able to watch the twins. And so I'm trying to cook and watch them, which I think would be a really great video for y'all to see what it's like to just be by yourself with the twins. But in the meantime, I'm thankful he's able to watch the twins while I cook, because it's so difficult, especially if I have to turn the oven on, because they like to try and mess with the oven. So obviously at this point, little Terry is starving. That's why he's nibbling on the couch. But trying to keep them in a confined area while I am cooking is so difficult. We kind of put a little gate up so they can't get through, but they are not happy about that. But finally, their food is ready so they can eat. And y'all, they made the biggest mess when they were done. Terry. So we have finished cleaning up, and now the kids are in the kitchen waiting on their milk. Excuse me, sir. 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 Hi, Tristan. So the twins have their bottle. They're ready to go to sleep after they finish drinking their milk. We have survived another night of twin parenting. We are beyond thankful. Make sure you subscribe. Thanks for watching.